Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game, Sock versus Moon. This game taking place here on Twisted Meadows from the Proiron tournament. Moon has spawned as the blue night elf at what I'll call the 5 o'clock position, 4 and 4:30 position for those of you guys who are sticklers. Meanwhile, Sock spawning as the yellow human on the top left-hand side of the map at what I'll call the 10.5 position. Night elf versus human in this 1v1, and based on the timing, it does not appear to be a Fire Lord first, although we have been seeing a lot of Fire Lord first play coming in from the Night Elf players. Let's go ahead and speed things up to the 2-minute mark. I value your time, and hopefully you value mine, as we are looking at the Archmage getting trained up here going against the Demon Hunter. Archer going to get trained, pop on out, try to aggro a little bit here. Perhaps also try and pick up a Forest Troll Shadow Priest as well. There's a Forest Troll, a Wisp now making its way over. There is a Peasant here as well, as we're looking at who's going to be able to pick up that unit first. Moon does get that Forest Troll Shadow Priest, an incredibly important unit, as the Forest Troll Shadow Priest has access to abolish magic to try and shut down early water elementals. Meanwhile, Footman, who's going to get the last shot off there, trying to go after some of this. Who's going to get the hit? A Demon Hunter trying to get the experience. The Demon Hunter get it? Yes, he does. Also picks up the Scroll of the Beast, as we're looking at Immolation now turned on to try and take down these Ogre Warriors. Forest Troll Shadow Priest doing a little bit of healing as well. There's level 2 now on that Demon Hunter, going to quickly toggle that off. And what's happening here? Ancient of War regenerating some hit points, damage getting racked up. There goes another unit again. Meanwhile, Archmage off to the north here has cleared out this 1 o'clock expo location and is now building a scout tower. Most likely that will be upgraded to Arcane, and the Demon Hunter of Moon will scout this out. Are we going to be looking at a mana burn or evasion or anything like that? There is a tech to evasion right now, no mana burn, and now going straight after these peasants, trying to take them down before they're able to get a strong economy going. One peasant down, another peasant could get taken down as well, pretty much ignoring all of those other units as the Demon Hunter gets juked by the peasant there, as the peasant jumps inside the gold mine temporarily. And what is that? A beautiful micro block by Sock, but still the peasant gets taken out once more. Demon Hunter going to be forced to retreat away rather low on hit points, down to 92, and will be retreating all the way back. With that said, on the mini-map, we can see a Tree of Life has been placed down here in that southern position. An expo could be established. Demon Hunter can try and do a lot of harassment against the Archmage and that expo while starting his own expo down on the south side. We are looking at a couple of well-placed Wisps as well, as we're looking at Moon. Well, Moon and Sock both staying in Tier 1. Twisted Meadows has often been a very long economic game. There's been so many gold mines on the map that Moon has set up so many bases in the past in just random obscure locations where you can never really count your opponent out. Archmage looking to take down this Forest Troll Shadow Priest and Forest Troll Berserker, as the Forest Troll Berserker themselves are trying to rack up a little bit more damage. Demon Hunter, off on the other hand, is back up to the north, going after some of these peasants here. There's a Forest Troll Shadow Priest and Archer cleaning things up here as the Demon Hunter takes down another peasant once more. With the militia being called over though, this may be too many units for this Demon Hunter, who is now out of mana, to try and shut down. Dual Forest Troll Shadow Priest will help a little bit, but really waiting for the militia's timed effectiveness to wear off. There's one leading footman here. We're going to turn back around, try to rack up a little bit of damage, and here we are. Once that Demon Hunter is in that front line position, he can turn around, act as a bit of a tank, as the Archmage now trying to make its way over here. All right, engaging against some of the footmen. You can see the Rock of Golem and all of these other units, and Moon is just saying, you know what, why do you need any production buildings when you can just constantly go over to these mercenary camps? Effectively getting Forest Troll Berserkers, Forest Troll Shadow Priests early on, and now we could see an abolish magic here on this Water Elemental. Water Elemental about to get taken down. 1 or 2 more shots. Are we going to see a deny? No, we do not, as the Demon Hunter, I thought, was much closer to level 3, still staying at level 2. Down to the south side here, a little harassment, but nothing too big to write about, as the Forest Troll Berserkers may be going up against some of these footmen again. Knives in the back, arrows in the back, units still retreating, low hit point footmen trying to hide away, no arcane vault, as the Demon Hunter is now, well, amongst all of these units here. Where is the Archmage? That is the question now, as a bunch of low hit point footmen try to get away. There's level 3 on the Demon Hunter, another footman going to get taken down. There he goes, as the Archmage needed to, well, back away for a second. All of these peasants are just slowly falling here, as the Arcane Tower is constantly firing back. More militia being called back from the main base here. Are we going to look at some more abolished magic? Not quite sure, as the Forest Troll Berserker retreating again. One round of attack, another round of attack against that one militia. Well, should be certain death on him, but also trying to keep that Forest Troll Berserker alive as well. All right, turning back around here, Panda is already sitting, or Panda and Brewmaster is now on the battlefield here. Don't show me again. Silly little pop-ups, as Moon's trying to hide this one Forest Troll Berserker all the way inside. Panda is now out here on the battlefield. Berserker gets taken down, and now with Breath of Fire perhaps on the table, is this going to get blown over? Footman, well, absorbing quite a bit of damage here. Panda is actually getting stoned by the rock golem here, as both sides are still fighting their way through. Are we going to see another death of a footman here? One more shot in the back. Yeah, there goes another footman. Water Elemental could get taken down, as the Brewmaster is on the board with some experience, and the Forest Troll Berserker has to be careful because of all of these, well, other units. Are we going to see a regeneration attack in the back blown over there, and, well, Moon accidentally losing one unit. Meanwhile, Demon Hunter teleports back home. Demon Hunter trying to go after the Archmage. Archmage does have boots of speed, and with those boots of speed should be able to outrun that Demon Hunter. The Tree of Life down to the south has been completed. It should be uprooted and moved over to that expo location momentarily. Meanwhile, we are looking at, well, footmen, water elementals just playing around inside the base here. The tech to tier 2 has started, but I still don't see any tier 2 production buildings. It almost feels like Moon is playing a game with no production buildings whatsoever. Did he lose the Ancient of War? No, Ancient of War is off over here. I'm doing a little bit of creeping. Tree of Life is off over here. And so far, I believe there's only been one archer throughout Moon's army. Maybe Moon's just trying to give himself a little bit of a handicap in this battle here, as the Ogre Warrior and Ogre Magi, well, attempting to take down this Tree of Life. Panda gonna run off to the side here, perhaps get some breaths of fire, or perhaps just purposely try and save up a little bit of mana into this upcoming battle, as we see a Ring of Protection +5 being dropped. Demon Hunter off in the front side position here, ready to charge in. Tech to tier 3 already started. No sign of a second hero coming in from Sok yet, but that does allow him to get a little bit of bonus experience, as the Demon Hunter now purposely just runs on in and shuts down the remainder of this mining. One archer off over here. We're going to see a Goblin Shredder, a couple of peasants getting in some repair work, while the footmen are healing up as well.
A player's forces are under attack.
As Moon moves into a stronger economy, we can see, well, there's the Ancient of Lores being built inside the base of Moon, and now an Archmage going to go ahead and teleport on the inside. That's not going to be that much damage, though, going up against all of these units, as we now see Dryad abolish magic being trained. All right, level 2 water elementals, they're going to be a little bit more difficult to take down here. Also, we're looking at, well, a Moonwell about to get shut down, a full Moonwell about to get shut down here. Demon Hunter, can he drink from it in time? Try to get a little bit of that mana. Yes, he does get some of that mana out of that Moonwell, and now going after all of these units here. Dryads have to be very careful against these water elementals. Abolish magic nowhere near done, as the, well, Dryad nearly gets splashed down there. All right, Archmage still trying to catch up to that Dryad. Dryad down to 33 hit points. 1 or 2 more shots should do it. Down to 4. And, well, with that, the Dryad is prancing away, trying to get away, as the Archmage looks to, well, pick up something. No, not pick up anything. Archmage now just backing around here. All right, Sok this time saying, you know what, I too can go ahead and train up a bunch of units from the mercenary camp, as we see the Ancient Protector now trying to be constructed off to the north. All right, little bit of damage here. Immolation on the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter Immolation is at level 2. And remember, this is after the most recent patch balancing Immolation, making it a bit more expensive. Demon Hunter at level 2, this kind of stops all of the peasant militia call to arms, as Moon is now bringing in more Ancient Protectors into the front line. These Ancient Protectors in the back should get completed. One of them will get completed, definitely. I'm not sure about the other two, as the Demon Hunter, well, vies for position here. We do see some guard towers. There's a Stormbolt onto the Demon Hunter. Guard tower also getting in a little bit of poke damage, as the Panda looking to, well, take down some of these outer buildings. All right, mortar teams perhaps can get trained up here, and with those mortar teams actually being able to lob a great distance, be able to fight from the confines of their base and be fairly well protected. Ancient Protectors have already gotten into position here, and here we see, well, them just lobbing those boulders that deal piercing damage and trying to take these buildings out. And remember, back in the day, the Ancient Protectors actually did siege damage, and, well, you can imagine how effective tower attempts were way back then. So yeah, changing the boulders from a piercing damage or siege damage to piercing damage was absolutely key here, as the mortar teams are now, or one mortar team is now already trying to lob some attacks through. Ancient of War also being pushed through here, as we see some, well, minor attacks down to the south. Fly Machine here, full saturation inside that gold mine. Quad Ancient Protectors beating down the door of Sock's base. Panda somehow amongst all this gets to level 3, even though Ancient Protectors are the ones doing a lot of the damage here. Level 3, level 1 against the Demon Hunter, who's at level 3, nearly level 4, and a level 3 Panda. There are siege engines also rolling out into different positions here. So Sock does have siege engines trained up, or being trained from the other base off to the side. And we're looking at the Demon Hunter trying to clean up some of these other Forest Troll Shadow Priests. Siege engines, are they going to be able to roll on through and take down some of these key buildings, as Ancient Protectors are also getting repaired up as well. More mortar teams are needed. Paladin needs to get in some holy lights. A knight actually getting taken down by an Ancient Protector there. A little bit of a misstep, as the Paladin tries to, well, hold himself steady. All right, one guard tower about to get taken out. Mortar team, we see a second mortar team getting added in yet, but with so many wisps coming over with repairs, it may just be too much. All right, trying to lob in more of that damage here. It looks like auto repair is on, but the mortar teams are not finding that same target. And there's the uproot right there to prevent is this mortar team going to get taken down? All right, a little bit more lob attack. So that was an uprooted Ancient Protector to change the armor type and then move out of range here, and it's going to end up staying alive, perhaps get back up to full hit points and rejoin in on the fight here. Mortar teams, 3 of them now out on the battlefield. We are supply blocked for Sock. Sock's trying to hold this off as best as he can. He's lost so many farms as well that this could potentially be a problem, as the mortar teams are, well, getting in lobbed attacks here. Ancient Protector, can the Panda Breath of Fire reach that far back? No, I do not believe so. But well, we can test that theory. Then it always seems like the Breath of Fire also always hits a little bit further than you would naturally expect. There's that Breath of Fire. It does catch one of those mortar teams there, and that is always a big deal. There's a holy light, but too little too late for the mortar team, as the Panda able to break on through. Meanwhile, down to the south here, we are looking at the siege engines rolling on in, trying to take down some of these moon wells as well, and, well, removing the economic advantage that Moon currently has. Sock still holding on, defending barely. There are knights, Staff of Sanctuary. This knight here, even with that Sanctuary buff, may not end up being able to survive. There's that Abolish Magic from a Dryad to, well, stop the easy recovery, as another Ancient Protector about to get taken down. Paladin, Mountain King, both need to get a little bit more experience going here. We can see that the mortar team is still lobbing in some easy attacks. Level 2 now on the Mountain King here. And with that, perhaps adding in a Stormbolt could be effective. Without these Ancient Protectors, well, The line in the sand is pretty much drawn here as the Ancient of War tries to walk his way over to this mortar team. I don't believe the Ancient of War can actually survive this here. 1 or 2 more shots. Yep, there it goes. Siege engines. Are they still an ever-present threat rolling into the Night Elf base? They are. A lot of Moonwells were destroyed. Moon down to 48 over 50 supply himself. Needs to train up, find a way to train up again as we see Moon's Tree of Life getting repaired back. All right. Yes, 3 minutes ago, this game looked absolutely 100% completely different as the Siege Engine, well, looking to escape at 33 hit points and will be able to do exactly that. Nope, Mud Golem going to beat down this Siege Engine without much of a problem. All right, there. Well, one more attack. There it goes. Siege Engine destroyed. Archmage at 4, Paladin at 2, Mountain King is at 2, going up against a level 4 Demon Hunter and a nearly level 4 Panda. All right, trying to do a little bit more creeping here. I don't see any signs of Priest. It looks like it is just Knights and Workshop units as Druids of the Claw are now making their way through. Yes, they are still Moonwells, but yeah. Anyways, coming on through, Mana Burn onto the Mountain King here. Mountain King, is he going to be able to get off any Storm Bolts to try and save some of those units? Arcane Tower is in position. Storm Bolting the Panda instead, as the Panda also represents a big threat in those breaths of fire. Arcane Tower was in feedback range, able to tick away some of the mana off of that Brewmaster. Meanwhile, we're looking at a potential engagement here as the peasants need to start perhaps repairing this barracks. Otherwise, there's not going to be many frontline units. 0-1 upgrades here. Peasants or perhaps some priests need to be trained up, and Sock not quite sure how to defend against the Panda and this Demon Hunter with 2 Druids of the Claw. 56 supply army going up against Sock's 35, even with a supply advantage. It doesn't seem to be enough, as the peasants could be really setting up a repair right there. Not quite sure why you would work so hard to build that farm in that position instead of repairing the barracks, only to let that farm go. All right, new barracks being placed down by Sock. Sock really feeling the pressure of a Moon's continual onslaught. And now we see Siege Engines dropping inside the base here. Staff of Preservation had brought back the Panda as as the Siege Engines are looking to take down this Moonwell. All right, damage pushing through. 1 or 2 more shots should do it. There it goes. It does get taken out, and we are going to see an elevator pick up and will retreat with this Goblin Zeppelin. Back away. Archmage, Mountain King, Paladin, Mountain King, or Archmage sitting at level 4. Are we perhaps going to see some water elementals drop tier? Staff of Sanctuaries could be used to try and, well, refresh any low hit point knights, as, well, yeah, some low hit point farms also just somehow burning but not taking any damage. Mountain King picks up Vampiric Aura, going to be helpful for, well, the Knights, the Paladin, and that Mountain King, all those frontline units who need a little bit more healing anyways. In comes the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter looking to take down some units. We see a quick Storm Bolt to shut down the Demon Hunter from being able to chase the Dryads, as we now have a Toma retraining. Mana Burn and Evasion, removing that level 2 immolation that was researched earlier. All right. Somehow purging through beyond sight here. I guess the mortar team was lobbying attacks and able to deal damage against these units. Meanwhile, inside the main base now, Demon Hunter gonna, well, get a breath of fire onto this Arcane Tower, take things down, and now just run amok inside this base. Siege Engines are also, well, still dropping inside of the main base here. Elevator harassment on this from this Goblin Zeppelin, as we're looking at more units trying to fight again. Demon Hunter looking to finally take down this Arcane Tower here, as the Demon Hunter finally finishes off that farm that's been, well, in a bunch of flames for quite a while. Mortar team is looking to take down some Dryads. while lobbing those attacks. One mortar team already taken out. Demon Hunter in the back position here, trying to go after these mortar teams. The mortar teams really having nowhere to run at this point, as the Dryads are fast enough to just move around and rotate. Stormbolt onto the Brewmaster here, as we see a Staff of Sanctuary saving a Goblin Shredder at the last possible moment as he was nearly surrounded. Demon Hunter may try to come back around, perhaps try and shut down this Goblin Shredder here. Are we going to see a Stormbolt or anything to, well, stop that in its tracks? No, it's not. Mountain King doesn't get the Stormbolt off. There's another Staff of Preservation, I believe, as more bears, are saved at the last moment. 59 supply compared to 54. Gold mine on the Expos and the main base nearly mined out, and both sides are just constantly feeling the pressure of the other's harassment. All right. One siege engine already lost from this Goblin Zeppelin. Ancient of Wars are patrolling the base, looking to knock down those siege engines if they were to show their face. Coming back through. This is one of those situations where having 3 heroes suddenly gives you that big advantage. Once that Paladin also gets to level 3, level 3 Paladin means level 2 Holy Light, and having multiple level 3 heroes is always a great benefit. Add in the fact that the Demon Hunter and the Panda are not yet at level 5. Suddenly, multiple level 3 level 3 and level 4 heroes look very strong. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire across the mortar teams. There is a big heal there. Demon Hunter looking to get to level 5 here, going after all of these slow-moving mortar teams as the Druids of the Claw are still pushing on through. All right, one easy slice in the back there. Would that give the Demon Hunter? No, it should get very close to level 5, but not. Well, no. Well, yep, does actually get there. So level 5, Panda was too far away to share some of that experience, as we see a big level 3 mana burn. All right, that was a big deal indeed, as the Paladin is also going to get mana burned as well. And suddenly we see a big shift and a change, as that level 3 mana burn is shutting down the remaining level 2 heroes. Paladin quickly jumps inside of the Goblin Zeppelin to try and stay alive, and just trying to keep all of the units that are low on hit points alive here. There's some mortar teams dropping just a shell shock down a Dryad, as the Paladin does have a Divine Shield too. All right, Demon Hunter trying to make its way through. Are we going to see another Dryad getting taken down? Yes, we do. Breath of Fire blows over some more mortar teams. More mortar teams are showing up to the party, trying to take down some of the new Dryads that are showing up to the party. 59 supply compared to 57, and the fight on both sides is just absolutely strange here, as mortar teams and Dryads are exchanging blows. Paladin, Panda almost nearly taken out by the chasing human army there. A split-second difference, as we're now looking at Siege Engine trying to, well, take down the Tree of Eternity here, and there in comes a Staff of... Oh my gosh, Mountain King, is he going to be able to get a Stormbolt off? Waiting to get the Stormbolt. Come on, where is it? Oh, the detonation. The Mountain King had the mana. Gets a bash here. Is he going to get one more shot? Oh my, why isn't the Mountain King using anything to try and finish off that Brewmaster? Sock let a beautiful window of opportunity close, as he had the mana for a Stormbolt, saw a Wisp come over. There it was, the detonation, and then suddenly the Brewmaster is still out here on the battlefield. All right, Holy Light on the Mountain King. Mountain King now having enough mana because of that Brilliance Aura, trying to perhaps go after some other targets here. Are we going to see another... well, there was another detonation. There's a Staff of Preservation. Mount Paladin comes back around. The Staff of Preservation actually teleports to this location now, as the Tree of Eternity was lost. Mountain King still trying to catch up to that Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter, however, one step ahead, with also Boots of Speed. That is just going to continue to grow. Archmage going to stay at level 4. I believe all the human heroes are going to stay the same here, but it feels like in the momentum of the game has slightly shifted. Mountain King now with a Robe of Magi should be able to get off some decent Stormbolts. Level 2 Stormbolt should be a big deal. Also picking up a Tome of Strength. One mining base on here on the bottom left. This mining base on the top right only has about a minute and a half of mining here, as the Demon Hunter looks to dive in and go after this Goblin Zeppelin off to the north. All right, well, picking up all of those workers. They were just hiding inside the base here. Meanwhile, Staff of Teleportation inbound. Demon Hunter. Are we going to see some Stormbolt or anything like that? No, we are not. There's a Breath of Fire blowing on through. Mountain King already low on mana as, well, the Ogre Mauler back on the side here. No, he ends up staying alive. Mortar Team in the back position. He's going to get picked apart as both sides are fighting. A lot of units are just getting lost in the fray here as the Brewmaster gets an unlucky bash and may get an unlucky Stormbolt here. Yeah, Sock not going to let this opportunity get away a second time as the Panda falls. Mountain King still sitting at level 3 after all this. Are we going to perhaps see a bash onto this Druid of the Claw here? Mountain King still waiting to get up a little bit more mana. Level 2 Brilliance Aura coupled with that Robe of Magi, giving plenty of mana regeneration for that Mountain King to perhaps try and snipe down another target. Moon sitting at 55 supply compared to 69. Gold is still being mined by Moon over here on the bottom left, but that's pretty much it at this point. Ancients of War are actually coming around to clear out some of these places as this new Tree of Life should be heading over to that expo location. All right, Hippogriffs are out in the air. Are we going to perhaps see, well, there's a Druid of the Claw in Druid form, and now there's a mana burn going down onto the Paladin. Paladin tries to get a Holy Light. No, doesn't get a Holy Light off as the Mountain King is looking to finish off this Altar of Elders with the help of a bunch of Knights. Wisps are off to the side here. Staff of Preservation, or I believe a Staff of Sanctuary for the save there, and the Altar of Elders is going to get taken out quickly. Meanwhile, what is happening here? Mass detonations. Mountain King could have tried to Stormbolt a Wisp. That would have given level 5 to the Archmage, and perhaps using level 3 Water Elementals would have been fairly successful. Stormbolt, is it ready? It is ready. Are we going to see a stun? No, we are going to see a stun, but from the Bash variety. Come on, just Stormbolt it there. It feels like the Mountain King had multiple opportunities to just try and shut things down. All right, there's a Holy Light for a save. Panda trying to head back here. Dryad getting a bash here. 1 or 2 more shots. There's a Staff of Preservation for the save again as the Knights and the units. And it feels like Sock is just simply not, well, capitalizing on all of his opportunities. Level 5 finally on the Archmage. Level 4 finally on the Mountain King. And now, are we looking at level 3 Brilliance Aura? We are. Mountain King should have plenty more mana, but this is something that should have happened at least 30 seconds ago to try and gain more of that momentum or steal more of that momentum away from Moon. Moon's Demon Hunter does not have enough for a mana burn right now. Meanwhile, more engaging or trying to take down some of these easy creeps.
A player's forces are under attack.
Both sides still fighting their way here. Moon able to mine here as the main gold mines and the expo gold mines of Sock have run out. So yes, Sock has the larger army right now, but he does not have any economy going for him. So this could potentially be a problem. All right, lobbing attacks. There's a big 150 mana burn there. No returning Stormbolt. There's the returning Stormbolt there, as now the Demon Hunter has a little bit of trouble. All right. I actually like that play by Sock, waiting a little bit of time before launching that Stormbolt, waiting for the Demon Hunter's cooldown on mana burn to let it tick away just a little bit, as the Dryads are now starting to suffer a little bit of damage. 1 or 2 more Dryad shots, and that AoE damage may be too much. No, quick scroll of healing used instead, as the Demon Hunter now forced to fall back again. Mountain King back up to 75 mana. Are we going to see another Stormbolt again? No, we are not. Demon Hunter trying to lead the charge here, and the Archmage, well, does he know about this expo here? Yes, he does, and he could quickly go after it to try and, try and stop some of this mining. If Moon is able to get more gold, he's going to be able to build up a larger army, as obviously, and then perhaps get back into this game and fight. Mounting an easy Stormbolt target onto a Druid of the Claw who was still in Druid form. Staff of Preservation gets him into harm's way as he teleports to the Tree of Life back here. Mortar Team trying to run past here, and that bear actually finding a good spot, but this Panda Bear is in trouble. He had a Scroll of Healing but was too stunned to use it, as now some Dryads are falling as well. All right, Water Elemental getting puddled down into nothing. Siege Engines trying to take down this Tree of Life here, as the Archmage could easily finish off one Druid of the Claw, waiting for a little bit of just damage. How is this Druid of the Claw able to walk away at 19 hit points? I do not know, as all the attention is now focused onto the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter down to 34 hit points. Evasion making a big deal, down to 12. Mountain King doesn't have enough mana. Archmage, is he going to be able to lob another attack? No, he is not. Chasing after the heroes and not taking down all of these remaining units, as some of these other units could have been easily picked off as well. Demon Hunter, Staff of Teleportation. He's going to perhaps teleport back to these Moonwells and heal back up, and now has Metamorphosis. All right, Siege Engine getting destroyed here. Demon Hunter in a Metamorphosis mode. There's a Staff of Preservation, and, well, that Druid of the Claw, well, he knew exactly what was going to happen. He was just going to teleport to that Tree of Life, and that wasn't going to be enough. Mountain King and, well, Knight and a Bear going... Druid of the Claw going to try and engage against each other. There's a Stormbolt onto the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter, yes, he does have a really powerful ranged Chaos poison damage, but it still doesn't seem to be enough. Dryad's now trying to back away. Hippogriffs in the air have challenged all of the flying machines out, as the Knights are still retreating back here. Staff of Sanctuary really should be used pretty regularly on multiple Knights to try and keep them fresh on hit points, as we're looking at this low hit point Knight. Well, it should be there. Well, I guess the Holy Light is a way to solve that problem. Also, Staff of Sanctuary. 50 supply compared to 41. This Tree of Life about to get taken down. Additional Ancient of Wars trying to join in on the battle here, as the Knight is actually getting a little bit of healing from that Vampiric Aura if the Archmage stays nearby. All right. Teleporting away. Mountain King, where's it going? Trying to finds the Brewmaster, but then ends up getting mana burned by the Demon Hunter, shutting down that Mountain King's chance of trying to snipe down the Brewmaster here. Archmage coming down from the north. Dryads are going to be walking straight into this. Are we going to see some bashes? Yeah, there's one unlucky bash for that Dryad. Dryad easily gets finished off here. Mountain King... well, both sitting, Mountain King and Paladin both sitting at level 4, Archmage sitting at level 5, as the Spellbreakers are trying to retreat back here. All right, no easy access to gold whatsoever. Moon still has a gold mine on the bottom left after all this time. It's mining away, and Moon now trying to establish up another gold mine here at the 3 o'clock Expo location. Or, well, I guess 4 o'clock. All right. Moon about to take down a couple, or Moon about to lose a couple more Moon Wells, and perhaps these Ancients of Lore. We've seen how effective these Ancients have been in the past already. Just Ancients of War trying to challenge these Siege Engines. Demon Hunter still waiting for perhaps for that Metamorphosis cooldown to come to an end. A big Stormbolt, but an even bigger mana burn, knocking the Mountain King's, well, second and third Stormbolt out of commission already with a big 146 mana burn. All right, coming back through, Archmage still trying to dance around from the back here. All that Brilliance Aura is doing is now forcing that Archmage to, well, take more damage each time a mana burn is thrown down. Moon, with just a great sense of timing, knows when exactly he needs to mana burn each of the other heroes. And now I believe the Paladin is next. There you go, another 150 point mana burn, constantly just denying spells. Moon doing a great job here. And now I believe this Spellbreaker, are we going to see a Staff of Sanctuary? Yes, we are going to see a Staff of Sanctuary, but not on the lower hit point, or actually lower hit point guy. Yeah, saved at the last moment. Ooh. Demon Hunter saving his partner in crime, the Brewmaster right there. Mountain King has constantly been without mana now, especially since the Demon Hunter got to that level 3 mana burn. Ancients of War looking to join in on the fight here. Are we going to see a Holy Light on that Knight? No, we are not. No Holy Light for the save. Paladin had plenty. There's a little bash there. Mountain King still staying alive. There's, well, there is the Divine Shield to keep that Paladin alive. Again, as the Tree of Life now, well, moving around perhaps to try and find another place to root itself and get a bit of gold. Archmage is still the one with that Vampiric Aura. Not quite sure why that is the case. Mountain King has, well, a full onslaught, a full plethora of items, but easily given to the Paladin, as the Paladin is often the one next to those knights again. Water Elemental gonna easily get abolished down here. The Metamorphosis, Demon Hunter getting that ranged chaos damage here, as the Dryads pretty much are unchallenged right now because there is no piercing or siege damage. Spellbreakers making their way back over. Paladin trying to lead the charge here. Mountain King going to get mana burned again. And we've probably seen 400 to 500 points of mana burned off that Mountain King, which is shutting down multiple Stormbolts. Meanwhile, Ancients of War working together. 4 Ancients of War, slow-moving, hard-hitting, well, semi-decent high hit point units, just walking and lumbering towards their opponents. Remember, these Ancients of War also regenerate hit points easily simply by eating some of the trees around them. So that is one of the reasons why there is an issue. Sock trying to train up more siege engines. Moon sitting at 38 supply compared to Sock's 46. More lumber is being harvested, but lumber is not the issue at this stage in the game. More engaging happening across over here. If the Mountain King and the Paladin get to level 5, this is going to be a completely different game as things open up to level 3 Holy Light and a level 3 Stormbolt. Once you have level 3 Holy Light and level 3 Stormbolt, you really need to land down to those mana burns much more effective. Well, I guess you can't be much more effective than Moon has been, but you know that you need to be much more effective and try to get every bit of mileage out of all of those mana burns. There's another mana burn right there. There's another Holy Light. Demon Hunter, Mountain King trying to get a bash in, unable to do so. Mountain King does have enough mana. There's another 150-point mana burn onto the Paladin, and now the Mountain King, is he going to Stormbolt back that Demon Hunter? He might need to. There's another mana burn again. And Sock is just not on top of that Mountain King's mana. Being able to just constantly Stormbolt or allowing that Demon Hunter to remove the Mountain King's precious mana while dishing out damage on your heroes has just been such a big problem. Siege Engine trying to roll on through here. More Siege Engines here. Random Tree of Life. Moon wants to... for when Moon wants to do something about it here, as we're going to look at another mana burn inbound. There's a Holy Light. Who is that Demon Hunter going to mana burn? No real primary targets. Mountain King does have a little bit of mana here as the evasion on the Demon Hunter prevents what I believe to be a bash. Are we going to see another Stormbolt? Oh, there's that Stormbolt there, right as we saw enough mana. And the Demon Hunter, are we going to get an unlucky bash? Bash, no bash there as the Demon Hunter able to get away. All right. Bash had a high probability, or had a decent probability of shutting down that Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter, however, able to get away as the Mountain King once more has enough mana again. Those Dryads, remember, are not targets for Stormbolt since they are magic immune. There's a Stormbolt onto the Demon Hunter Metamorphosis, and that's quickly going to turn into a bunch of death here. Are we going to see a Staff of Sanctuary save that knight? We are, as the Archmage now looks to retreat back again. Mountain King looking to fall back here. Archmage, Knights, 50 supply compared to 39. Moon has the supply lead. I've been getting my words mixed up here. 39 supply. Sock has the smaller army, but is constantly trying to challenge here. Staff of Preservation should be inbound. I don't believe we've seen that used recently, as the Dryads quickly abolish magic down any water elemental that the Archmage tries to place. Mountain King could turn back around, try to get a Stormbolt off, but would just end up taking more damage from the Dryads, as that slow poison is still rather effective. There's a Stormbolt onto the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter mana burn may be a little bit late here. It doesn't even bother with it, as the Mountain King should have enough for another Stormbolt here in just a second. All right, Mountain King looking to get off another attack here. Are we going to see the mana burn right at 75 again? That Mountain or Moon's timing is just mysterious, knowing when exactly he needs to take down another unit. There goes a Dryad here, but that's still a little bit of ways from leveling up. Mountain King still leading the charge here. Siege engines coming down. There goes one Dryad trying to take down slowly all of these Moonwells. Archmage should be able to get off the final shot there. There's an Abolish Magic, and now Earthstorm and Fire are online for the Brewmaster. Staff of Sanctuary saving another low hit point unit. Holy Light saving there. Divine Shield still lasting pretty much forever, as the Mountain King needs to be very careful. He's going to get another Holy Light here. Level 3 abilities on the Paladin and the Mountain King would greatly change the outcome of this battle here, as the Archmage is now in trouble. Archmage down to 155 hit points. Is he going to be able to get away? Paladin gets a Holy Light off and now trying to retreat again. Mountain King leading or trying to run all the way back, as we're looking at more damage still getting absorbed by the human heroes. Paladin could be in some serious trouble. Divine Shield is available and online again. Mountain King could try and land a Stormbolt. Is he going to be able to land a Stormbolt? No, he does not, as we see instead Earth, Storm, and Fire coming online. And now the Archmage is kind of forced into this uncomfortable fight. All right, we're going to see some taunts here. Paladin needs to get a Holy Light off onto the Mountain King. Mountain King is about to fall here. And, well, it looked like Sock just threw in the towel. Hands up. Well, hands up, mouse and keyboard idle, and that is gonna be the game. Crazy battle going back and forth. Moon ultimately, with the stronger economy, in the end able to outlast his opponent, rebuilding some of those lost units. Also, Moon's micro was absolutely spot on in keeping that Mountain King and Paladin in check. Archmage's water elementals pretty much in check by those Dryads instead. And yeah, once we didn't have any mortar teams challenging those Dryads, the Dryads were able to reach a critical number and simply control the pacing of the map. Let me know what you guys thought about this game in the comments below.